Headline in Hell this morning, Bin Laden greets Kim Jong in touching ceremony. Stand by for a little hair of the dog, but first, get ready for the dumbest thing you're going to hear all week. And it's only Monday.
He even got the nod from former Delaware Senate candidate Christine O'Donnell. Remember her?
I'm not a witch.
Why did she endorse Romney? His consistency.
Because he's changed his minds about big, important issues over the years.
You know, that's one of the things that I like about him, because he's been consistent since he changed his mind.
Oh, Christine, how do you do it? Anyway, let's go to Face the Nation top guest and only guest, Newt. And we've got him explaining to Bob Schieffer how our government really works.
Here's the key. It's always 2 out of 3. If the president and the Congress say the court's wrong, in the end the court would lose. If the Congress and the court say the president's wrong, in the end the president would lose. And if the president and the court agree, the Congress loses.
Yeah, this isn't separation of power so much. I think it's rock, paper, or scissors. Best 2 out of 3? Anyway, meet the press and Speaker Boehner. You remember him? Anyway, we're talking the payroll tax holiday and that Keystone Pipeline deal that the president wants to veto.
White House officials I've talked to say you are guaranteeing that he'll say no to this because the State Department has already said they can't get the review done for the extension in that amount of time.
That's nonsense. David, has been going on for 3 years. All the studies are done. It's gone through every part of the regulatory process. The only issue here is that the president doesn't want to have to make this decision until after his election.
And you know what? Obama is still going to say no to the pipeline. Well, that is if he dares to pull out his veto pen. Because you know what? Name one issue, just name one time he came down on the side of creating jobs. Just one. And now he's threatening to veto 20,000 of them. I can't believe this guy. Anyway, moving along. Next up, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley to talk about her Mitt Romney endorsement and a totally bogus poll. You know what? I'm not allowed to say totally bogus anymore, am I? No.
And there's been something of a revolt against you among Tea Partiers who feel that this is a betrayal of that support from the Tea Party by endorsing Romney.
Well, first of all, I'll tell you, you're referring to a local poll that also said that President Obama was going to win South Carolina. And I think everybody knows this is one of the reddest of the red states. And in a time where he's showing he's falling in swing states, I just don't believe that to be accurate.
And I have poll numbers right here showing that people in my basement believe, and by an overwhelming majority, that I should be given less work, triple the salary, and a cocktail shaker made from solid gold. All right. Do you think Haley's pushing the Veep pick? I think maybe she is. She says she's not, though. Watch this.
Mitt Romney has been supportive of your election efforts. Would you serve as a running mate if you were asked?
Absolutely not. I am very thrilled to be the governor of the state of South Carolina. I made a promise to the people of this state, and I intend on and keep.
So if you were asked, you would not serve on the ticket?
No, I would not.
Her mouth says no, but her eyes say maybe. And we had Mitt Romney's first Sunday show appearance in almost 2 years, a little sit down with Chris Wallace. And, well, here was the one good question I saw.
Ron Paul says that he could cut federal spending $1 trillion in the first year. Rick Perry says he can cut the federal budget a quarter of it each year. Again, if a voter wants dramatic change, and that's what they say they want, why wouldn't they go for one of your rivals instead of you?
Well, my plan is a responsible plan, and I have the specifics that show how I will cut $500 billion out of the federal budget.
Now, you might not be familiar with Romney's 59-point economic plan. I got about halfway through it before I realized I'd accidentally picked up the greater Los Angeles area white pages. And then, you know what, my DVR died. I missed the show, so really more like a mercy killing. So we have to move along to this week. Held a big debate. Is Washington too big? Okay. $3.6 trillion budgets with $1.6 trillion deficits, and we're debating this. This is an issue. All right, it's one of her last shows, and she's finally discovered domestic policy. Congratulations, Christiane Amanpour. Anyway, the debate is George Will and Paul Ryan versus Robert Reich and Barney Frank. Let's go to Reich in his rousing defense of big government.
A Pew Foundation poll just done, the results were just indicated Friday, said that 77% of Americans think the economy is unfair, the dice are loaded, essentially the game is rigged in favor of the rich.
All right, Robert, I'll play. How did the game get rigged? Well, $1 trillion stimulus to Democratic interests, $700 billion bailouts to big banks and to Wall Street, Obamacare that big business could afford but that small business can't. Who did that stuff, Bob? Big government, you runt. I shouldn't have gone there. You know what? That's enough to earn Robert Reich this week's Eyebrow of Total Disdain. There's a lot of disdain in there, too. But you know what? We're not done. Now it's Barney Frank's turn.
The American automobile industry is stronger than it's been in a long time because of a judicious intervention of federal funding. As to the stimulus, yes, they over-argued.
They didn't over-argue. They overspent. $825 billion later, and you got bupkis to show for it, Barney. And you know what? GM and Chrysler are thriving because you screwed over their bondholders, handed out tax breaks, and lost $30 billion in taxpayer dollars. They're not thriving. They're thieving. Oh, another eyebrow! Man, I'm full of disdain this week. But you know what? Let's end on an up note. I told you last week that if Christiane Amanpour really was gone, that I'd do a happy dance and take a shot. So here you go. It's too early for this. Oh! There's a reason I don't do tequila anymore. You know what? Happy dance is going to have to wait till next week, folks, I promise. And one last thing. Christiane Amanpour, this golden oldie is just for you.
She's gone, I paid the devil to replace her. She's gone, what went wrong?